Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Tuesday, July 16 spoilers. Sonny reacts to Willow's visit. Drew threatens Nina. Jason demands answers. General Hospital, spoilers for Tuesday, July 16, reveal that Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, will pay Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bennard, a visit, but then she'll suddenly find herself wondering if this is a good idea. It's possible Willow will ultimately ask if there's still hope for Sonny and Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watro's, relationship. Now that Willow is seeing Nina in a new light, she might encourage Sonny to find forgiveness and do the same. However, Willow will get a shock on Tuesday's VH episode, so she might be surprised over Sonny's increasingly erratic behavior now that Ava Jerome, Maura West, has secretly ordered full placebos. Meanwhile, Ava will keep pushing for John Cates, Adam J. Harrington, support in the custody case, so he'll finally admit that helping her would work to both of their advantages since he wants to put Sonny behind bars. At Crimson, Nina will finish putting Drew Quartermaine, Cameron Matheson, on full blast for kissing Willow. Now that Nina has slapped Drew, she'll offer updates on Willow's confession and rip into him for putting her daughter's marriage at risk. Drew will suggest that maybe it's time to come to a new understanding. Perhaps Drew will insist he's the reason Nina got another chance with Willow and warn that he can take that chance away by turning Willow against her again. If Nina doesn't keep her mouth shut and forget about that kiss, Drew may warn that he'll make sure she loses everything, including Crimson and her bond with Willow. Later, Sonny will stop by to see Nina, so he might want to talk about Willow's earlier visit. If Sonny suspects Nina put Willow up to that, he might make it crystal clear that they're never getting back together. However, Sonny might want to think twice about being too hateful with Nina since he could use her help in the custody feud. This trip to Nina's office might actually be about asking her to testify that he's a good father to Avery Corinthos, Ava, and Grace Scarola. Other GH spoilers say Dex Heller, Even Hofer, will remind Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, of some plans and flirt with her as they grow closer. Next, Lois Cirillo, Rena Sofer, will make Giovanni Giopalmieri, Giovanni Mazza, an offer and ask if he's ready for the bright lights, so this should involve a chance to show off his star power as a violinist. At Jason Morgan's, Steve Burton place, he'll demand answers since Anna Devine, Finola Hughes, isn't willing to hand over the satellite phone yet. Anna will insist she can't let Cates take Valentin Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, away, especially now that she's made amends with Charlotte Cassadine, Scarlett Fernandez. Jason will refuse to let Anna back out of their deal, but she'll struggle with the idea of sending Valentin to prison, especially when Lulu Spencer, last played by Emmy Rylan, is still stuck in a coma. Anna may argue that she has to warn Valentin and give him an opportunity to run, but Jason could worry that'll blow everything they've been working on. General Hospital spoilers say Anna will have a difficult choice to make, so stick with us for predictions on whether that'll mean good news or bad news for Valentin. The humid summer air of Port Charles hung thickly as the day began to unfold with the kind of drama that residents had come to expect. At the Corinthos mansion, the early morning sun filtered through the sheer curtains, casting a warm glow on Sonny Corinthos' contemplative face. The mob boss was in a rare moment of serenity, sipping his espresso, when an unexpected visitor arrived. Willow Tate stood at the door, her expression a mixture of determination and anxiety. She had wrestled with her emotions all night, finally deciding that facing Sonny was the only way to address the turmoil that had been brewing in her heart. "Sonny," she began, her voice steady yet soft. "I need to talk to you about something important." Sonny's eyebrows furrowed as he set down his cup. "Willow, come in," he said, motioning her to the living room. The plush couches and elegant decor offered a stark contrast to the gravity of the conversation that was about to take place. As they sat, Willow took a deep breath. "It's about Nina," she said, watching for any reaction on Sonny's face. "I know she's done a lot of things, hurt a lot of people. But I need to know if you can find it in your heart to forgive her." Sonny's expression hardened slightly, the lines on his face deepening. "Willow, Nina's actions have consequences. It's not just about forgiveness, it's about trust. She's crossed lines that can't be uncrossed." Meanwhile, across town at the Metro Court, Drew Kane was on a mission. He had spent the past few days piecing together the fragments of information that pointed to Nina Reeves' involvement in a scheme that could potentially bring harm to those he cared about. Today, he intended to confront her. Nina was in her office, reviewing some documents when Drew stormed in, his presence like a thunderstorm about to break. "Nina," he called out, his voice edged with anger. "We need to talk." Startled, Nina looked up, her face paling as she saw the fierce determination in Drew's eyes. "Drew, what's going on?" Drew closed the door behind him, his movements precise and controlled. "I know what you've been up to," he said, his voice low but menacing. "You've been manipulating people, playing games that put lives at risk. It ends now." Nina's eyes widened, a mix of fear and defiance flickering in her gaze. "You don't understand, Drew. Everything I've done, I did for a reason." Drew took a step closer, his fists clenching. "Your reasons don't justify your actions. If you don't stop, I'll make sure you face the consequences." "This isn't a threat, Nina. It's a promise." Back at the Corinthos mansion, Sonny was still grappling with Willow's plea. "I understand why you're asking me this, Willow. But Nina's choices have hurt a lot of people, including you." Willow nodded, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I know, Sonny. But she's still Wiley's grandmother. For his sake, I'm asking you to consider giving her a chance." Sonny sighed, the weight of his responsibilities pressing down on him. "I'll think about it, Willow. But you need to understand, trust isn't something that can be easily rebuilt." At the same time at General Hospital, Jason Morgan was pacing in a private room, waiting for someone who had answers. His patience, usually as steady as his aim, was wearing thin. The door opened and in walked Britt Westburn, her expression serious. "Jason," she greeted, a hint of apprehension in her voice. "What's this about?" Jason stopped pacing, his intense blue eyes locking onto hers. "I need answers, Britt. There's too much happening, too many secrets. I need to know what's really going on." Britt crossed her arms, her stance defensive. "You think I'm hiding something?" "I know you are," Jason replied, his voice firm. "People's lives are at stake. If you know something that can help, you need to tell me. Now." Britt hesitated, the weight of her own secrets bearing down on her. "Jason, it's complicated. There are things you don't know, things that could change everything." Jason took a step closer, his voice dropping to a whisper. "Then tell me. Let's change everything. We can't keep playing these games. Too much is at risk." Britt's resolve began to crumble. "All right," she said, her voice barely audible. "But you need to promise me, whatever happens, you'll protect the people who matter." Jason nodded, his eyes softening slightly. "You have my word, Britt." As the day progressed, the threads of these intense encounters wove together, creating a tapestry of tension and uncertainty. In Port Charles, trust was a fragile thing, easily shattered and hard to mend. Sonny, Willow, Drew, Nina, and Jason all found themselves standing at crossroads, their choices destined to ripple through their lives and the lives of those they loved. In the end, as the sun set over the town, the air still thick with unresolved conflicts and hidden truths.